Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? It's Big Porky here, the biggest gob in sport. Just want to give a big shout out to Welcome Estates out there in Algorfa in Spain. Uh, be out there in a couple of hours, so all being well. That's if I get through passport control. Cause let's have it right. Them people who work at Manchester Airport have not got a Scooby Doo. That's in my opinion. Big shout out to Spartan Demolition as well and Civil Engineering. Hope them lads are all right. Watching World Cup and that and getting drunk while I'm grafted. Right. What I want to know is this: how can grown men, boxers, fighting men? I mean, let's have it right. We give Tony Bellew some stick on here, don't we? But and he gets a lot of stick, but got a geezer's overachieved, Danny. Well, he's got a world class left hook on it, so we can't take that away from him. But my argument is this: for everything he's achieved as a boxer, he just lets himself down, doesn't he, with the matchroom bias? I don't know what's going on here, but old Crockett and Tubbs, there's something going on, isn't there? I can't put my finger on what it is, but no surprises you, does it, in boxing? When you look at, Frank Maloney, people like that, and there's other people, isn't there, in boxing, jury's out on. And I don't know what to make of it all. Every time Eddie Hearn puts something out, he jumps along with narrative, doesn't he? And he gets caught out every couple of weeks, doesn't he, with what he says. And, we know his stance on drug cheats. Drug cheats need to be stoned in the middle of Toxteth, in the stocks, by all the villagers, don't they? Unless they're matchroom fighters or friends of Tony Bellew and Eddie Hills. The five and now Iceman from Billericay, free by way of. But the only footage we've got is, that's right, it's the spotty one getting knocked about, in it? The Chunkinator. That's it. Eddie were putting some real mustard on them shots, weren't you, Eddie? Oh my God. Hey? Putting some proper Coleman's mustard on them. Hey? But as Tony Bellew, aka the reappearing man, who's not beat a champion, has he got no shame? I don't know. I just want to know if this man's got no shame. Hey, that's all I want to know. Do you know what I mean? 2 seconds. Shut barking, man, boy. Shut barking. Just leave it, go. Come here, sit on my passport. Right. Will Tony Bellew repay Eddie for all the rimming he's been doing in the last 12 years? Well, I think he's already paid him, hasn't he, really, because he's got a following. He's a famous actor now, isn't he? He plays himself in a Rocky movie, Creed. But I think he's repaid him oodles, hasn't he, really, because the following he's got and everything he repeats and retweets and agrees with what Eddie says, that suits Eddie's narrative, doesn't it? As soon as you're not playing to Eddie's tune, he'll turn on you only. That's what happens. Ask all his ex-fighters, they'll tell you. Who's the next Eddie fighter who he goes out for dinner with? Oh. And that's how ruthless you've got to be. You can't be getting too friendly with fighters, but maybe Tony, that's just how he is. Maybe he's just a nice guy and just wants to agree with everything. But what it is, Eddie Hearn's the only game in town, isn't it, for Tony Bellew? Eddie Hearn's the only game in town. That's it. He can't be working with Bricktop, can he? He's not going to get a job at BT Sport, is he? It's not like David A, is he, in both camps? He's Team Eddie, and I kind of admire that with him, really. He was Team Bricktop, but now he's Team Eddie Hill, so you've got to give him a little bit of respect, but the bias is out of control. It's on another level. But so will Tony Bellew come back? I think he will come back for the right fight. It wasn't an easy one, wouldn't it be an exhibition? Or if it looks like time's running out and he can't get a fight, anything on the table will do. So I'd say fight Usyk at heavyweight. And you'd hear all that, well, I'm a natural heavyweight. I was always in heavyweight. They could sell it like that, couldn't they? And, you know, Tony in his 40s and wanted to equal, you know, all them records that were broken by other guys who've won it in the 40s. There isn't that many, is there, really? But so do I see him fighting Usyk? Yeah, I'll do it heavyweight down the line. Yeah, I could see him doing that. What about a script off Tony Bellew and David A for a trilogy? Well, with what's going on at Boxing in the Morning, don't count that at the moment. Don't count that out at all. Do not count that out. I won't even put it past Eddie Hills for putting on a Tony Bellew versus Isaac Chilemba. You know, all for one and free for all, something like that. I don't know, apples and pears free or something. I mean, you could see that happening, couldn't you, down the line if they could create some fake beef? Or what about Nathan Cleverly versus Tony Bellew trilogy? I mean, it's 1-1, isn't it now? Couldn't they do that? Eh? Couldn't well, they could, couldn't they, really? Because it's the wild, wild west, isn't it? Anything is possible. But who could Tony Bellew beat in the top 10 at heavyweight? Well, I think if he fought Chisora White, Povetkin or Pulev, any of them four, because they're all old men with miles on clock. But Tony's an old man anyway, miles on clock, and he's been hard at games. So I could see Tony fighting any one of them four, right? But he want right money to do it. Pulev, Povetkin, White, Chisora. But I can see that happening, yeah, because he could get some mileage out of a couple of them fights. I'm sure we could see Tony Bellew and Chisora down the line once Chisora's no good to Eddie. And I'm sure we could see Tony Bellew, Dylan White down the line. I think Tony Bellew probably schools Dylan White, to be honest. But do I see him coming back? Yeah, I see him coming back for an exhibition or a pay-per-view fight. That's what, because he's very cute how he matches himself, Tony, just like Fury. He swerved the WBSS tournament, didn't he? Like Butte swerved the Super Six, but once Butte fought Frotch, who was the runner-up, he got put on planet Jupiter, didn't he? And once Tony fought the winner of the WBSS, he made it like he was the prize, didn't he? Usyk put him on planet Pluto, didn't he? So we know what happened there, don't we? You know what I mean? So, but then again, it's not first time he's been up there, isn't it? Because Adonis Stevenson put him on Button Moon, didn't he? So we're after Button Moon. Follow Mr. Spoon, Button Moon. Remember that? Tony went there, didn't he, to see Button Moon when he fought in Canada. But to be fair to him, he was weight drained and all that. But in fight week, he said he was rough, tough, rugged and all that, and durable and all action and ready to go and best camp ever and that. But afterwards, it was worst camp ever, wasn't it? So these people change their minds, don't they? Like they change their underpants. So, okie dokie. So that's about it, really. Time to get gone. Hit the motorway. Get to graft. So, I'm putting it off long enough. So, I'll get this out in a few days. Let's probably go out day I fly. So, okie dokie. Peace out.